Hi, welcome to the Red Bear Farm. Today I want to talk to you about roses. If you are a starting up gardener and have never planted anything, roses are probably the easiest plants to grow. However, the trick is always to pick the right rose. And today I'm going to show you a couple of my favorite ones and a couple of roses that are no fail for a newest gardener. Several of my roses made it between several different houses and they've been finally placed in the ground. So they compile my most favorite 5 roses. And the first of those roses is Red Eden. This is a really cool rose. It's a very healthy green foliage, bright red rose. It's very fragrant with the very large flowers. It blooms continuously, and through the 3 years that I have this rose, it never had any health problem. And as you can see, it is a beautiful rose. My second choice is a raspberry cream twist rose. It's a climbing rose with the petals that are pink and raspberry and white, and it's a very fragrant rose as well. It's very disease resistant. It blooms continuously through the whole summer and all the way till frost. And all the flowers are very full. There's a big number of petals. Cool things about this rose is that no flower looks exactly like the other one. A lots of times I found that some of them will have a really interesting green center, almost like additional buds are coming from inside of it. But it's a very healthy, very beautiful rose. The next rose on the list is Life of the Party. It's a very compact, very unique looking rose. It's not very tall, it's only reaches about 2 feet tall. It's very fragrant flowers, and flowers bloom continuously. They start out yellow and then slightly turn pink, and by the time the flower is completely spent, it will turn completely pink. It's a very easy to care rose. It doesn't have any health issue. It was very disease resistant. I never had any problems with mildew or any other typical rose problems. The main thing to remember about this rose is to water it. The next rose on my list is George Burns, and it's named after an American comedian. It's a really cool rose with the lots of colors of yellow and orange and pink. It does blooms continuously and it's very disease resistant. It's not growing very tall, it's going to be about 3 feet tall maybe, but it's a very vigorous rose. When it does puts out a show of flowers, there is a lot of flowers. They all smell really nice, and again, each of them would be different in shape and color. Now this is the rose that's never disappointed me, Belinda's Dream. This rose have been living in 3 different houses with me, and every time I moved I did digged up that rose and replanted in a pot, moved to the new house and planted in the ground. It is an antique rose which is very fragrant, a beautiful pink large flowers. It blooms continuously and it's a very healthy rose. Right now it's living in my pot. I have not planted in the ground yet, but it is about 4 feet tall. So I'm imagine once it gets in the ground and stop being moved around, it's probably going to be about 5 feet. In my next video, I'd like to talk a little bit more about roses, and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of different kinds that are notorious for growing in any kind of conditions and put out with all kind of abuse from the traffic and sun and heat. So please subscribe to see it next. Thank you.